Stage 2. In stage 2, we're going to try to build over top of that reliable behavior that we established in stage 1. Only this time we're going to start to build that language. The receptive vocabulary that we're working on in stage 2 helps to build the language skills that we're going to need for that learner to become academic in the classroom. We want learners to understand the names of things, that actions have labels as well, and so do descriptor words. We want to also see some body language that indicates that the learner is making some language connections. This is especially important in learners who are non-speaking. They may eye gaze over to a similar target in the classroom on a picture on the wall. You may hear laughter to convey that they understand what's going on in the classroom. You might see a head tilt or some other kind of body language that lets you know that the language is working for that learner. You may even see some imitative gestures while you're singing a song or something like that. In stage 2, we want to have practice software for the learner that helps them learn the language. We want objects to be named, identified for them. We want to see different representations of those objects. For example, if you think about a ball, what might a ball look like? Well, it could have many different sizes, colors, but they're all still a ball. That's the kind of learning that we want to have happen at stage 2. Lots of bombarding of language over top of that same behavior that we established at stage 1. Here are some IEP objectives again, and again we're looking for that reliable behavior and a consistency with the prompts without them losing that consistent behavior because we've changed the environment with a richer language experience. Let's take a look at the assessment activities. There's lots of research that goes along with stages, many years of research, but this isn't the appropriate venue for hearing about the research now, and I hope I get an opportunity to tell you about it some other time. Right now we're just going to look at the way the activities work. We know that language evolves first with nouns, children who may point to an object and start to name it. The next level of language understanding that happens is verbs, action words. This is especially interesting in children who may not be able to perform those actions and seeing how their language develops in those areas anyway. And then we want to see children understanding the attributes or beginning to take in the words, the concepts of things like large and small, colors, those sorts of things. Just a quick peek at the settings. They're the same as we had before. We want that same consistent behavior, but this time we'll do a 5-second prompt, which is our default, but this time we're changing the activities into a more language rich environment. We'll start with nouns. For children who are going to be using the symbolic representation for communication, we want to start to have them exposed to the way those symbols work in a receptive way. We're going to look at a series of poems that are designed around literacy research, early emerging literacy research. We're going to look at those poems first as photos, then as drawings, then as symbols, looking to see that the behavior remains consistent for that learner and that they are taking in these different representations of that language. We'll start with photos. Language, of course, happens in categories. You can pick whatever category you think the learner might like to listen to today. We'll choose animals. My favorite animal is a dog, so we'll choose dog. Again, we're looking for me to press, release, watch, and wait reliably. This time what I'll do is I'll role play a learner who has very consistent behavior so you can see what good, strong stage 2 data looks like.
Press to start.
Okay.
I know
Well, there's the beginning of my poem,
Show me more.
and there's my prompt that says what I need to do next.
He likes to chase me when I run through Mama's clothing just for fun.
Well, it stopped. What should I do?
Keep pressing.
Okay.
This is a dog.
Please notice the text label, again based on early emerging literacy. Let's take a look at the report this time. Well, we have wonderful data again. We needed to press 3 times, and we did. We got 2 prompts. We were 40 seconds on our activity, and we finished our activity. So in this case, we have a learner who appears to be ready to move on. But I would go back and get the data for other kinds of animals just to see if we had consistent performance. Again, we could save that data in the learners folder. Here's the data I saved from stage 1 already in my folder. Save that in there. And when I say I'm done, again the navigation options are that I may want to keep that data but try another animal. I may want to change the settings for that learner, perhaps change the prompting. So I might want to erase that data and save a different iteration of his performance. This learner might be finished, but another learner could still come over and we could erase the data and start again, or we could return back to our report to save or print. Stage 2.